be very brief, very quick, to the point. I voted against it. I think we're talking about our future. I don't think we're only focused on where we are today. There's no if, when the governor vetoes the bill, I will vote to sustain the veto.
Well, at our Valley Center update, I was the only senator that showed up and explained my vote. And what I explained was that part of what was in our bill had to do with the rule of the law. And that's very near and dear to my heart because I'm somebody who has worked on water quality initiatives in the past. And how we've been able to make good environmental progress, especially on point source and non-point source water pollution, has been with rules and regulations. In order to put rules and regulations in place, somebody has to propose those, such as the secretary. And in this situation, we do not have rules and regs on carbon dioxide. Will we? I think we will. But as a country, they're trying to figure out, even in Washington, D.C., how do we move forward? We know we're going to move forward, but they're just trying to figure out, what do you do with a carbon credit that has no value? And they're trying to figure out, how do you put it in the marketplace when it doesn't have any value? And to this day, the Secretary has not submitted rules and regs. So we're going to have this conversation, and we're going to continue. And it's very good for Kansas, and I'm excited that we're working on our energy future. The question is, how do we pay for it in the short term? We can get there in the long term, but we don't want to price people out of their homes. To this day, I have people writing me letters, would you increase the COLA on capers? We just had a discussion about health needs. These things all cost money, and we already know that in the next 9 years, our utility rates are going to close to double, okay? So when we have people say, would you please raise my COLA by 3 or 4%, well, if we raise that, but we also raise the cost of energy, what have we done? We want to make sure that people can afford to stay in their homes. So we're looking at this, and we want this change. We just have to start the process, and we have started the process. And I think you will see more wind. We already know that. But we also need to figure out the infrastructure to get the solar and the wind tied into the system. And that day has begun, and it's not going to get solved overnight, so we're going to continue the discussion.
I've lived at Mulvane for right on close to 60 years. You're concerned about the environment. Senator McLean really, one thing that I really like. From time to time in that 60-year period, I've seen some of you people float by Mulvane in the Arkansas River. We cleaned it up. You're concerned about the environment, the atmosphere, global warming. We handle these things. I'm not as patient as she is, and some of the others are. I get tired of hearing that. That's why I'm here. I'm still hearing it. Now we've cleaned this thing up, and we're doing the job on getting this thing done. And right presently, you're speaking to people here that the score is 30-7 and 75-50. Now, if that's not good enough for you, then you keep working at it, because we're going to keep trying to take care of you. Because we've taken care of you some in the past, and we'll continue to take care of this situation as I watch you float down the river past Mulvane.
Just real quick, I do serve on the Energy and Utilities Committee, so we did hear all the testimony of proponents and opponents regarding the Holcomb Coal Plant. I voted against the bill, and bottom line, you've heard all the different comments down the road here. And just a realist, bottom line of it, you have 165 state legislators representing inner cities and rural areas, and I agree, it's going to have to be a compromise. I mean, the bottom line also is that we're looking for clean energy, the environment for our children and grandchildren, but at the same time we're looking for affordable energy. So we need to address both of those issues, but your legislators, your senators and representatives are representing their constituency. Bottom line, it's we feel certain political parties feel one way and the other feels the opposite way, and so that's the major issue that we faced, and so but at the end of the day, I always just want to do what's best for the people. And so hopefully with the new select committee that Representative Myers is chairing, hopefully our...
So, you know, nobody really knows. And the globe is going to warm up, it's going to cool off, and whether or not man has anything to do with it, they haven't concluded that that's true.
Hopefully our energy in the future, we can address that efficiently and responsibly, and you know, all live in a safe and happy Kansas.
Thank you. I'm going to work towards wrapping this up. Just a few quick comments. One question that kind of came in late, that the Holcomb has to do with the enhanced emission controls on old existing plants. We just saw that Westar now is going to be monitoring some other different elements that they've been asked to do. They're trying to clean up the Jeffries plant. It's going to cost them, I think, $365 million. And they won't pay for it. The ratepayers will pay for it. But as Senator Journey said, the filthy plants are in the northeast part of the state, and it's important that we address how do we clean those up in the future? How do we change those in the future? Representative Brunk, just in case you want to, when we adjourn, if you want to look at this map, he just wanted to point out, we have a map here that shows where all the coal-fired plants are in the state of Kansas, so you might want to take a look at that. And then one other question that came in, that are we looking, Idaho passed restricting any coal plants, and have we looked at how other states are doing it? Well, that's what we're doing right now. We're looking at what other states are doing, and we're looking at renewable energy and alternatives and those types of things. And so again, this is a new day in Kansas, and I think we're going to see a lot of great changes because we're having this dialogue. And no matter where you are on the spectrum, we're engaging in conversation, and just a few months ago we were not. So I want to thank everybody for being